Well, and now joining us to discuss the security implications for northern Israel is Avram Levine, the media manager at Alma Research Center. Avram, thanks for joining us. Pleasure to have you on. I wanted to start on a personal level. I know that you yourself are a resident of northern Israel. How do you and the community feel about this withdrawal from Lebanon? Can residents of the north really safely return home?
Well, it's definitely much better than before. Hezbollah hasn't had any successful attacks. There's no sirens going off. We don't have to run into shelters. Kids are in school, so things are much better. The question is the threat still there? And I think people here are still very concerned with Hezbollah regaining its abilities, recovering, and still calling for the destruction of Israel, obviously, every opportunity they have. So the question is, are we counting on these other forces and agreements, or are we still relying on, do we have to rely on IDF? And I think the answer is obvious.
Now, speaking about the political implications of this move, has Hezbollah really been effectively deterred? I mean, what are the guarantees that we have that this won't spiral out of control again, especially given past experiences with UNIFIL, the Lebanese army, and of course, the intervention of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Lebanon?
Well, there are nothing will give us any guarantees. Nobody is giving us guarantees. What we're seeing here right now is another attempt to do again what we tried to do after the war in August 2006, and tried to deploy the Lebanese armed forces with UNIFIL, 10,000 soldiers, and let them prevent and stop Hezbollah from redeploying in South Lebanon. I hope they do better this time. Currently, I've heard of another attack on UNIFIL forces. They have a highly ranked commander that was injured. I do not see any clashes between Hezbollah and Lebanese armed forces, but they are redeploying, which is a good thing. And I think when they finish, we'll have a better and clearer picture of what's going on forward in the near future.
You know, there was a report that President Trump has demanded that Hezbollah truly demilitarize at the instruction of the Lebanese army, and that if that does not happen, that he will then turn to the UN Security Council to enforce 1701 and 1559. Is this a potential long-term solution to the problem in Lebanon that wouldn't necessarily involve boots on the ground on the Israeli side, or is that not enforceable either?
Well, that's much closer to my wish list than what we've ever heard here. Meaning the fact that Hezbollah, a terrorist organization supported by RIGC, another terrorist organization backed by Iran, is part of the Lebanese government and part of the Lebanese army in that sense, and supported heavily by US, is a very weird situation. I'm happy we're now starting to pressure Lebanon into changing the situation altogether and eliminating that threat. I think Lebanon and Israel have a bright future if Hezbollah and Iran are not here.
I wanted to ask you, can you explain a little bit about the strategic outposts that the IDF is going to be holding on to? Why are they significant? And is that, combined with the, Mount Hermon in Syria, is that enough to ensure security for Israel on that border, for now at least?
Well, it gives us a much better starting point. There's 5 points that IDF chose. They're all high vantage points that give us 2 advantages. One is the ability to see and control areas in South Lebanon and prevent any surprises of Radwan attacks on our close border communities on the Israeli side. The other advantage is if IDF is there, Hezbollah is not there, meaning that place would be a very good place for Hezbollah to place their forces when they attack Israel with anti-tank missiles, with snipers, with ground attack style October 7th. So those 2 advantages are the ones that essentially require IDF from staying in those outposts for as long as it takes to prevent Hezbollah from being there.
All right, well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but we'll continue to update our viewers on this story and the situation in Lebanon. Thank you so much for joining us, Avram Levine.
Thank you very much.